Jose Mourinho plays down Pep Guardiola rivalry and insists Brook vs Golovkin is only fight this weekend. The Manchester United boss meets his old foe at Old Trafford and Mourinho insists their relationship is fine after a series of clashes in Spain. Jose Mourinho may be a ringside regular at big fight nights, but there was no trash talking from the Manchester United manager. There was no Michael Buffer roaring, "Let's get ready to rumble." And no Don King-style hype for his managerial heavyweight title contest with Pep Guardiola at Old Trafford. The Portuguese was adamant there will only be one high-profile brawl live on TV on Saturday: Kell Brook's clash with the crack middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin. "You want a fight, but the fight is Brook against the Russian guy," said Mourinho. "You want me to give you headlines and I want to go for lunch." Golovkin is from Kazakhstan, as it happens one of more than 200 nations which will enjoy live coverage of this Manchester derby. A far cry from Trevor inspiring City to a 5-1 derby victory as they waved inflatable bananas on main road skipjacks in 1989. Of his showdown with Guardiola, which festered during Real Madrid v Barcelona Clásicos, Mourinho would only say, "On the touchline you will probably see nothing, but in the dressing rooms and corridors it will be fine. I met him a couple of weeks ago in the Premier League meeting." Mourinho knows that, with Sergio Aguero suspended, he could possess the trump card in Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who is scathing in his criticism of Guardiola, after an unhappy year at the Nou Camp. The Portuguese claims, though, that his charismatic Swede never needs extra motivation. He said, "I never read Zlatan saying Guardiola is a bad manager. I don't think he is motivated by this. It is normal between managers and players, you have more connections with some than others. But that doesn't mean you hate each other. I read that Eden Hazard is in love with Antonio Conte. A Chelsean was not in love with me, but he's not my enemy. It's his feeling, that's fine. I'm happy for him." So Zlatan didn't have the best period of his career in Barcelona, but they're not enemies. We are not expecting Zlatan to score and run to Pep, sliding on his knees. That's not going to happen. You want stories, but I think the story is, I hope, a great 90 minutes between two teams full of good players in a mythical stadium, with billions watching all over the world. I think Zlatan was Zlatan at every club, with every manager in every country, so I don't think it's about us managers. It's about himself. He's a phenomenal player that arrives at the age of 34 and he wants more for his career. He didn't want the Chinese money, the American dollars. He wanted the most difficult place to play football, the most difficult place to win titles. So with Zlatan, it's more about him than us managers. I think a contribution to him in motivational terms is zero. It's his nature to be motivated. Mourinho tried to claim Aguero's ban for elbowing West Ham's Winston Reid will make life more difficult for him. He said, "When Aguero is available, we know Aguero plays. We know the formation, we know the dynamic. In this moment, he doesn't play. They're an amazing squad, rich in options. One thing if he decides to play with Kelechi Iheanacho, another if he decides to play with Raheem Sterling, another if he decides to play with David Silva's a fake no 9 between the lines. They have so many options that for us, in preparation, we have to go situation after situation, trying to reduce the unpredictability of the game. It feels a contradiction, but without Aguero it's more difficult." This was Mourinho's only half-hearted attempt at end games. He seems quietly confident that Zlatan can land the knockout punch.